The OnePlus 7 was just leaked and there's some super sweet specs and features to check out. Now I'm Ben from AuthenTech, let's dive right in. So huge credit goes to Price Baba and OnLeaks for all this stuff. I'll give you their links down below. So here's what we know so far and my thoughts. First things first, it doesn't even fold in half, so it's sort of outdated already. Okay, I'm just joking, but it actually looks really sweet, beautiful, and gorgeous, as it's one of the only phones out right now with a fully notchless and non-hole punch-out display. All of these are rumored, but they're thinking the display will be 6.5 inches, curved over the edges, and possibly sticking with a full HD resolution, but some people actually like that for producing longer battery life. It looks to have an insane screen-to-body ratio of 95% or more, and how are they going to do all of this? Well, it looks like they're going to be using the pop-up front-facing camera design, similar to that of the Vivo Nex. I honestly don't hate this design choice at all, and even though some people think it might degrade that long-term durability, this sort of sliding pop-up camera design hasn't even been around long enough to prove it one way or the other. I've read some people who actually have the Vivo Nex haven't had any issues with theirs, so I'm thinking it won't be a big deal. Also, there's actually a lot of people out there who rarely, if ever, use that front-facing selfie camera, so to just hide it away, barely use it, sort of makes sense. It might be warmly welcomed by many. One negative I see is if you're one of those who uses that OnePlus super fast facial unlocking system, well, the delay of that camera popping up might ruin the fun. I think they're still gonna use the in-display fingerprint reader, but do you think they're gonna use the same one as the 6T optical or newer technology like the ultrasonic in the Galaxy S10? On the back of the phone is probably my favorite feature to highlight, and looks like OnePlus is finally getting into that triple camera setup. And fingers crossed, it's gonna be an ultra wide angle, not some low light camera. Ultra wide is sweet, it's useful, and I love it. My other request here, as I've tested and compared OnePlus phones in the past, it's usually the same deal. They're incredibly fast with good performance, yet the camera quality and autofocus accuracy sometimes is just kind of lacking. I'm really hoping that it takes a giant leap forward this year. Now there's still no wireless charging, which is a bummer, but still packing their ultra fast charging via USB-C, which is awesome. And when some people say one is more important than the other, it doesn't really make sense. There's perfect use cases for both. Why can't we have both options built in? Far from a deal breaker, just sort of sad, and since I use wirelessly charging every single day at my bedside and in the car. Speaking of deal breakers though, there's still no headphone jack like last year's 6T, which I personally don't mind, but for some people out there, this is a deal breaker, especially since that new Galaxy S10 still has one. It looks like that main loudspeaker grill's on the bottom, and the rumors say that they don't think they're stereo speakers, which is another bummer. I've been using the iPhone XS for a little while now, and the stereo sound playback coming from both the bottom facing and the top ear grill actually really helps and makes it much more pleasant watching YouTube videos and listening to music. Other key specs we're expecting: the latest Snapdragon 855, 8 gigs of RAM, massive 4150 milliamp hours battery. The final big question is pricing. I heard rumors of around $500 to $550, though many others are expecting the price to continue to trend upwards as they've been going for the past few years. If the current 6T base model is $550, I could see the new 7 being around $579 or $600, maybe even higher, though I really hope not. The higher they inch towards LG, Samsung, Pixel, and other flagships, well, that whole audience out there that originally liked them for being more budget friendly, they might start looking elsewhere. What do you guys think? With that larger, beautiful display, triple rear camera, pop-up selfie cam, and other sweet features, what would you be willing to pay? And how do you think it compares with that new Galaxy S10 and the LG V50 and others? I look forward to hearing from you guys down in the comments, and thanks so much for stopping by. If you're new around here, consider subscribing and ring the bell for more tech videos like this posted every single week. Until next time, let's live AuthenTech.